Welcome back. I'm Connie Carroll, and I am here with Mark Carbone of the Saddleback Emeritus College, well, the Saddleback Emeritus Institute, yes?
Yes.
Mark, welcome. Good to see you.
And thank you, Connie, very much for having me.
Well, of course. We have lots of things to talk about because you are a volunteer with the Saddleback Emeritus Institute.
Yes, I am.
Well, tell me, how did you become a volunteer? How did you get involved?
First of all, I had been a student of Saddleback Emeritus since about '05 because I retired from Cal State Fullerton in '03, and I had been commuting there for 25 years. I had very little connection to Mission Viejo, so I decided that I needed to get involved in Mission Viejo. My wife was taking classes at Saddleback, things like slip casting, Chinese brush painting, a wide variety, creative writing. She encouraged me to get involved, so in '05 I joined Saddleback Emeritus classes, and I took bird observation, watercolor, various things.
It's wonderful.
But unfortunately, my wife had a serious bike accident in '08 and a TBI where she was at Mission Hospital. So we were out of classes essentially for 2 years, a year and a half. Then she encouraged me to get back into it because I was sitting around and needed exercise.
Yes.
So I got back in, and I took I added a couple of health and fitness classes. Because Palmia site is right near our house.
And this is which site?
Palmia.
Palmia site, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And
so your wife encouraged you to get active?
She did.
Yes.
And to take some fitness classes. Yes, she is. Yeah.
So you took the classes, and who was your instructor?
My instructor in the fitness classes that I joined was Lisa Messenger.
Oh, now Lisa Messenger has gotten a very special honor pretty recently, yes?
She did. Last year she was named Saddleback Emeritus Professor of the Year.
Incredible.
And obviously I and many of her students voted for her.
Yes. Yeah. Well, then she must be a very special kind of instructor.
Well, she is. She's the one that got me involved in volunteering at Saddleback. And there were two reasons why I decided to volunteer. One of them was that senior programs had always been a carefully considered, long-established part of the community college system in California. But then suddenly in 2012, something called the Student Success Task Force led to a Senate bill, 173, and that Senate bill was going to remove all funding at the community college level for senior classes.
What kind of task force is that?
Well, that wasn't a good one.
Doesn't sound like it.
Just an idea of the implication, back in 2012, 90% of the people in Laguna Woods were over 55 years old.
Yes.
So if they had eliminated that funding, it would have devastated us here and other sites. So anyway, Lisa one day approached me after class and said that she thought I might be good to take on a project because I was sort of outgoing and got along well with my fellow students.
Good.
So she proposed that, she told me about SB 173, and of course the teachers are not allowed to use class time or advocate for political things.
Yes.
So the bottom line was that I jumped right in and I made up some hokey signs and got around. I went to different teaching sites. I communicated with my fellow students, which is what she wanted me to do, and gave them a chance to voice their opinions in petitions. I went to other teaching sites, and the Saddleback teachers allowed me to speak to their students and distribute petitions and so on and so forth. So that was done, and then...
and you were met with some success?
Yes, we were. Dave Anderson, the the then director of the Emeritus Institute asked me to become the student who would write letters to legislators and so on. And so Dave and I delivered these letters. There were thousands of them in hard copy.
Oh my.
That the students had signed.
Yes.
We delivered them to the local legislative offices and
Yes.
made our case to the staff and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But then it all paid off. Many, many students and people in Orange County here worked on that, and it paid off. SB 173 was shelved, and it's now
Yay.
history. It's now history. It's gone.
It's the history that needs to be history.
Yeah.
And that's because of some wonderful effort on your part and encouragement from your dear wife.
Yes.
To get you involved?
Janice wanted me involved,
Uh-huh.
and we were both happy about it. And then that led, I became an official volunteer
Yes.
employee. So sometimes the Emeritus office would allow me to edit texts and copy the reports that they were doing, because I was another set of eyes.
Yes.
But then the other big thing that led to my volunteering was that Saddleback suddenly dropped phone-in registration, and
Right.
everything had to be computer-based.
Yes. Done online.
And in
Mhm.
many of our classes, we have many students who don't have computers or not online.
Right.
Many of them, especially in exercise classes, English isn't their first language.
Yes.
So they had a computer buddy system, but I volunteered to Lisa that I would just take on all the non-computer people
Literate, right?
in our classes
Wonderful.
and register them. And I think originally we had about 35 that I did. Now it's down to about 22 or 3.
Mm-hmm. So you've helped that many.
Yeah.
And they've gotten
yeah.
up and running.
Yeah, and then of course without computers, they can't be emailed
Updates.
copies
right.
and updates,
Right.
and they can't participate in computer-based activity
Yeah.
For the college. So I suddenly thought, well, I print the handouts and I bring them to class.
That's
and
wonderful.
so on and so forth. And of course, a lot of our students are older and not as mobile as could be, so we need exercise balls and bands and
Sure.
so on in class. So I thought I got involved in just buying these myself at a good price at the store, and I bring them along to class and so on.
So you took it upon yourself
Yeah.
to outfit the classroom with all the necessary tools and
Yeah, well, I followed my instructions from the teacher, though I didn't just do my own thing.
but that was your another one of your donations to the
yeah,
effort,
yeah.
to the class. That's wonderful.
And one thing I know, Connie, is that these teachers are very busy.
Yes.
They often come directly from another site to teach class, and I
Yes.
think anything any of us can do to help them and
Encourage them.
and just help out in class
Yes.
is worthwhile, whether it's setting up the microphone for the teacher when the teacher gets there, or setting up the music, or distributing balls and dynabands and so on to the students.
And materials and information to anyone who's participating.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, any teacher would love that because that also often takes a good part of the class time.
Well, it would, yeah, and this way the teacher gets there, they've got time to compose themselves and relax
being in
a bit.
traffic.
Yeah,
Yes.
after being in traffic. And that gives the teacher more time to teach, quite honestly, which is what they do best. And it gives them time to talk to students before and after class while I'm setting up the equipment.
So
or
the
whatever.
class becomes more about the subject matter at hand.
Yes,
And not as much about, oh boy,
exactly.
let's get this all set up
Yeah.
and torn down
Yeah.
and moving on.
Yeah.
Well, this is wonderful. You've created such a benefit for everyone, certainly in the classes that you're participating in. But what kind of benefit has been yours from this experience? How have you benefited?
In many ways, the classes I've taken from, if I glance
go
at
ahead.
this,
Sure.
my mother-in-law takes chair aerobics at the age of 89.
Oh my goodness.
Last week I delivered the first time Saddleback Emeritus application of a gentleman who's 100 years and some months old.
Yes.
So regardless of who you are or what class it might be, whether it's fitness, art, film, politics, these classes are designed for older adults,
Sure.
which we all are.
Go ahead and use this. Yeah.
And they're taught by solidly academic and committed instructors who specialize in and they understand the needs and limitations of us older adults, and that's important.
It is very important.
And the classes being mostly off campus, we're not searching for parking spaces and rushing from distant parking lots to get to the classes.
That's the one downfall of taking a great class at a large university is, oh my goodness, the foot travel, getting to your room from your car.
And the sites we use, the Norman Murray Center, Laguna Woods Village here.
Yes, the Norman Murray Center.
Palmia, again, these sites are all very good. When we were fighting 173,
Yes.
they were very cooperative. They let me set up signs in the lobbies and
That's wonderful.
booths, you know, and so we don't have to park, as I said.
Yes.
And the classes provide a really healthy social and cognitive, physical environment, if you want, so we can remain, as we get older, we can remain engaged and committed and taking part in everyday affairs, which otherwise we might be sitting at home watching TV.
Perhaps feeling isolated, and it helps improve everyone's health.
Exactly.
As a community as well. Now I'm interested, you took an application from a prospective student who was 100 plus years old, so you must have gone to this person, to their residence, and picked up their application and delivered it?
Actually, a fellow student, Gracie, asked the instructor, Lisa Messenger, if this person would be able to handle these classes, and the answer was yes. So Gracie took an application. I carry applications in my bag and everything in case people need them.
That's wonderful.
And Gracie took the application home to Harry, and she thought, can I mention his name or not?
Oh, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Harry White.
Yeah, all right.
Palmia resident. And Gracie thought the caregiver would fill it out, but it came back in Harry's hand, all filled out, and I delivered it to the, now whether he's our oldest emeritus student, I have no idea, but he's certainly in the running.
He's in the running, and he also...
And he'll be admitted for the summer classes, which begin in May.
That is incredible, and so hope-filled.
Yeah.
You know, it's really about what we can do.
Yeah, and I did meet him briefly, and I must say he looks like he's in better shape than I am.
So you really helped that resident find the exact right opportunity for health and wellness.
Well, I'd say Gracie helped.
You and Gracie together, but the community together.
The legwork.
Of course, you did the legwork, and you've got this great instructor, the instructor of the year, Lisa Messenger. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
and so there must be a very rigorous learning environment in these classes too. They're not just kind of classes where you're wasting your time.
No, you're not. If you look at the Saddleback College schedule of classes, and the summer one is now available for anyone that wants to register or even apply. It's easy to apply to the college using the application. You get a 1-week turnaround.
Wonderful.
For the Emeritus Institute.
Yes.
So we have the class schedule. If you look at it, it looks just like a university undergraduate
So it has
catalog
everything.
in the range of classes and topics, subject areas, and so on. It's a truly liberal education that you can have, mostly free of charge, of course.
Wonderful.
Most emeritus classes have no fees attached except maybe a $5 or $10 materials fee in the art classes. Other than that, and these classes are all taught by superb people. I and Janice have taken classes from Maria Kiernan, Pammy Turner, Ivar Jacobsons.
Oh my.
These are all top-notch
Instructors and
instructors who
professors,
have
yes.
graduate degrees, and so you do get a lot out of it. And one example is that our health and fitness classes, for instance, it's not like going to a gym. It's not a health club or a health gym. We get academically based instruction, which is very, very sound.
That's wonderful.
They show us how to do an exercise properly and how not to do it, and the teacher is right there watching. And if she sees, or any teacher sees, someone that might be hurting themselves because they, at our age we see osteoporosis
Yes.
or a hip replacement or a joint replacement, something like that.
Yes.
The normal aging issues.
Yes.
The instructors notice this sort of thing, so you're not on their own, and they're right there to correct you and show you. And it's not negative correction, it's good, positive
Encouragement,
feedback
yes.
that we all enjoy.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. So you're saying that you can sign up now for the summer courses coming up.
You may get a schedule anywhere at any of our teaching sites or at the college. The staffs there are wonderful. Dan Predale, the director, Diane Shea here in Laguna Woods.
Okay.
There's Georgia, Elsa, Madeline,
That's
Natalie at the
wonderful.
main office.
And here you are on
They're
first
all
name basis
wonderful.
with all of these folks. You know them so well.
They're welcoming and they're helpful, and it's a joy to work with them.
Well, it sounds like it's a very joyful summer you can look forward to meet
Yes.
new friends and,
Yes.
and have some fun in these classes. They sound great.
They do, and they are.
Well, Martin, I'm so glad for you to be with us today and tell us about your experience with the Emeritus Institute and what's available for anyone else in Laguna Woods
Right.
Village if they want to get involved. You can sign up right now. You can go online, of course. You can also go to any one of the teaching sites here at Laguna Woods Village, Palmyra and
Palmyra, yeah.
Palmyra.
Laguna Woods Village here.
Yes.
The Norman P. Murray Center
The Norman P. Murray Center, right?
in Mission Viejo.
Okay.
And others, Costa del Sol.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, any one of these sites sounds like they'd
Yeah.
be a great way for you to get a catalog, learn about classes, grab an application. Of course, if you see Martin anywhere around the village, you can get an application because he carries them in his bag. You can fill it out right there. He'll take it to the school for you. Get signed up for your summer classes. And they sound like they're wonderfully enriching and a lot of fun. Well, I'm so glad you came to see us, Martin Carbone. So good to
Thanks,
see
Connie,
you.
very much.
Oh,
Good to meet you.
Of course.
It's been a fine interview. Let me
Well, thank
put it
you.
that way.
You're very good at getting the word out. I like
Yeah.
hearing that.
Thanks.
And we look to see some more wonderful things in our show today. If you stay with us just after this, Ken Goldenberg will be back. I loved hearing that.